Hello, this is Shannon of Ebonygeek45, and what we're going to do today is we're going to just jump right on in into our incrementing, and let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, and as you know, we have been doing the basic math, and in the last tutorial, we actually finished making our super adding calculator source code thingy. And so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna finish up that whole thing and we're gonna do incrementing, but we're gonna put this in a whole new file. Now, as you remember, this is our setup here. And if you save your file, and you should know how to do this under increment.cpp. Now, if you don't remember how to do it, just go ahead and look on the site under source. I think that was source code. Let's check it out. Um, let's see. Yeah, just look under the site under source code where it says very important information, and just go ahead and follow along and it'll tell you what to do. And so let's get back to that code blocks. And if you need time to pause while you're doing all that, go ahead. But what we're going to do is go ahead and jump right on in that. And what we want to do is start some new integer variables. And so our first one is going to be int I1. And we're going to go ahead and assign it right away. Okay. And I want that one to be 22. Okay. And this one will be 3. And and again, this is my first one of the day, so my fingers aren't quite right, and I really haven't had that first cup of coffee. And so I just wanted to jump into it since I had not started. I have not done a tutorial yesterday, and I try to do one at least every day. Okay, so our last one is going to be int 5. We're going to make that equal to 200. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I just want to go through, which is the reason why we have 5 here. I want to go through, actually, let me see. We want to put another int here. Now, what we want to equal this to is, say we wanted to, and I'm going to just go ahead and type it out right here, and then I'll explain it. Gosh, that would have been a mistake. Okay. Alright. And we're going to end it there. Okay. This code is actually going to do some arithmetic for me. I know we said we're doing incrementing, but I want to go over this with you real quick. Okay. So, in essence, what it's saying is, and well, what the result that I'm looking for this to say is 1,275. Okay, and we could do this because I'm gonna say 5 times, and then I want it to be times 22 plus 3 plus 25 plus 5 plus 200. Okay, now, and what I want you to take note of here is we could put it like that. That's fine, and I'm going to show you what happened when we do. Okay, so what we're going to print out is, or print to our screen, is I am looking for the answer 1275. Then now I'm going to put a colon. Okay, and then we're going to put our I6 here, in which I didn't put that I on the top. And then we're gonna do a string so that we could do some empty lines here, because, or to start, bring the cursor to the next line and an empty line, because we're gonna be doing another piece of coding after this. And so, of course, as I explained before, if you highlight your variable and nothing's coming up, you know something's wrong. And so you will put that I there. And now if you highlight your variable, there we go. Now I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. Okay, so my theory is 5 times, and I want it to be times 22 plus 3 plus 25 plus 5 plus 200. And I could leave it like that, but when I run it, okay, now what did I do wrong here? Using namespace std, and let's see. Okay, now when I run it, I'm coming up with 343. Well, what did I do wrong here? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I did wrong. What this is doing is going 5 times 22, and that's what it's adding to 3, and then plus 25 plus 5 plus 200. When I don't want it to say 5 times 22 and then add the sum of that plus 3 plus, Okay, so when we're doing something like this and we want this result, and we know exactly how we want to put it, then if I wanted to add these first, right, then times it by what the total of these numbers are, then what I need to do is put some brackets in there. Okay, and so what it's gonna do is first it's gonna add this, and then it's gonna come out with its total, and then it's gonna go 5 times the total. And when I save it, and I close my box that I never close, and then I run it, it is coming out with the results that I'm looking for. Okay, now all I'm saying here is to make sure that when you're doing your basic math, which this is nothing difficult, when you're doing your basic math and you know how you want to run, make sure that you use the proper order of operations. Okay, so let's go ahead and at least get our incrementing started. Finally, right? Okay, so I'm going to start our printing. And what I want to say here is postfix. And we all know that postfix is the opposite of prefix, meaning post means after and pre means before. And I'll show you exactly what I mean with that. And just follow along with me, and I will explain it when we get finished typing it. Okay, I lost my place while I was typing. Okay. Alright, I got everything in the string. Okay. And let's go ahead and do the other one right quick. Okay, and we want to go now. And I do apologize for my typing, but no one said that I was a speed demon, you know what I mean with it? And I am still yet to get myself used to typing and talking and doing a tutorial. What we're going to do is we're going to use our variables up top. And for this example, we're going to use I2. Okay. And what we're saying is print out to the screen postfix increments notes 3 plus plus first, and then we're going to put a tab right there, and then our insertion operator and our variable and plus plus and another insertion rate operator and in line and our code semicolon. Now what we need to do is understand this piece of code right here. Now what this means is 3 plus 1, okay? Because incrementing is going to add 1 to this number. So theoretically 3 plus plus adding 1 is going to make that 4, right? Okay? But when you postfixed it and you put the plus plus sign and saying add 1 to 3, then that means first it's gonna know what you want to do. So right here is gonna remain 3, but then when you put just your regular variable, because you incremented it up here, then the variable is gonna add it here. Okay, meaning when you put the plus plus after the number, it's gonna say, well, hey, I'm 3, and then it's gonna store it in the variable, and then when you come down and actually print it out this time just in the variable, then it's gonna say 4 because it was stored with the extra 1 up here. And I hope I'm explaining this right. And let's hope that the code is good so I can run it and see what happens. Okay, so as I explained, 3 plus plus, which is what the variable actually said here, first is saying, okay, I see your 3 plus plus, and I'm going to put it here. Okay, and now it's saying, and now I'm going to print out what the variable is here. Okay, now I hope that I explained it right, and just experiment with it and you'll understand it. And I'm gonna go over it a little bit more because I was kind of rushing, because I am out of time right now, And so we'll go over it again in the next tutorial where we finally finish up incrementing and go to our question that I'm sure you don't remember. So let's go ahead and say at this point, good luck and happy coding.